Guys, welcome back. Vegas Views, Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner. It is so good to be back. Welcome. Danny, I'm so excited to see you.
Listen, it's been like 3 weeks since we
3
had a
weeks.
show. This
I
is
haven't
crazy.
seen you in 3 weeks.
I got so much to say. And I got
First,
so much.
First I want to say happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yesterday, right? Was
Yes,
your birthday?
yes, the
Danny
13th.
turned 55 on the 13th, which was yesterday.
That kind of just went through me, though. 55.
Yeah, you don't look 55.
Don, I do. I know.
You
Thank you,
don't.
guys. These make me feel good, but
you
I do.
don't. You know what? You're a young 55.
I agree with that.
But I wish you a very happy birthday.
Yeah.
And I have so many people on my Instagram that are like, tell Danny I said. So just know all of my Instagram says happy birthday.
So you were back home, too, right? We're both back
Yes.
home. I was home for a
Yes.
week in Pennsylvania. You were back home?
I was back in New York
York?
City, Long Island, that whole area. It was awesome. I have something really funny to tell you, though. I texted you this, but you didn't get the whole gist of the story.
Okay.
So I haven't seen my aunt. Actually, this particular aunt I had seen maybe last year. She had come to Las Vegas. She's one that I see on and off. A lot of my family I hadn't seen in a really long time. But this particular aunt I saw last year. And I was just expecting you look so great, how are you, what's
Right.
going on, big hugs. She stops, dead where she is. Now, she's an older lady.
Like,
I'm not
as
gonna
soon
give
as
her
she
age.
saw you. As soon as she saw
She
you.
stopped. She goes, oh my God, I love that Danny Miner. Yeah, look at my face. I'm like, oh, hi. I haven't seen you in a year. You're like my eldest aunt. I love this woman. I idolize her. I want her to say, I look good, I'm doing great, you're in a #1 show in all of Las Vegas,
Yes.
like something. Like, you did so great. No. I got, oh my God, I love that Danny Miner. She proceeds to pull out her phone to show me all of your TikTok videos. I'm like, one.
She watches my TikTok.
She's on your TikTok,
How
yes.
old is your aunt?
I think she's like 83.
And she's on
84,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, no, but I love that. So I'm like, okay,
That's
cool.
awesome.
I wasn't really offended. I'm like, oh, that was so cute because I loved it for you, right? My other aunt, we're at the venue or whatever, and then she's telling my other aunt, not Dawn has a #1 show in all of Las Vegas. Did you ever check out Danny Miner? So now the whole party is becoming like, let's check out Danny Miner, which I love that for you, but I'm sitting there like, okay, this is what we're doing. So anyway, thank you. I had a fantastic time with my whole family. I'm dead serious. I love them so much. I had such a good time with my family. It was so awesome. It was so epic, and apparently they love you too. So next trip to New York, you and Olivia might have to come with me
Okay.
because you have fans in New York. All of my family
That's
think you're
great.
so great, and I knew they were going to love you too because they're from the same type of place
Right.
as you. Yeah.
And I
So-
talk probably the same. And
Oh yeah.
the
Oh
same.
yeah. Same thing. I'm the one with the weird accent now. Yeah, you sound like them. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. Jen and Johnny, beautiful wedding. Thank you so much. It was so awesome. And to my Aunt Helen, I love you still, but I know you love Danny a little more. But dead serious. Like I'm expecting you look so that Danny Miner. Like that's what you think when you see your niece, Danny Miner. Okay.
Well, listen, I'm happy that I was home and everything, but I gotta tell you this. Okay, I hate picking on him, but I have to.
Go
I
for
hate
it.
picking on him, but I have to.
Go for it.
Biden. Listen, I know when we say the word Biden, you know I'm gonna get irritated.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for this guy because it's not his fault. There's people letting him go. Honestly, people are gonna get mad at me for saying this. I don't even know if I should say it, but I blame his wife.
I knew you were going for jail.
I
knew he was going for jail. I felt it.
I told my girlfriend, if I'm that bad and I don't know it, please pull me out of there. Don't let me embarrass myself. But I mean, you gotta know it. He had the Las Vegas Golden Knights, our Golden Knights, who won the Stanley Cup at the White House yesterday. And this man thought they were a football team. He thought they were a football team. He didn't even know they were a hockey team. He said, please don't beat the Philadelphia Eagles because Jill loves the Philadelphia Eagles.
He did not say that.
Yes, he did.
He did not.
Yes, he did. He said, don't beat the Philadelphia Eagles because Jill loves the Philadelphia Eagles, meaning his wife. Now, folks, Don, this man,
I'm in shock.
we're in 2 wars. The economy's crap. People are broke. And this man is the United States of America. This is him. Look at him. You know, I can't take it. And I can't take that people lie for him. Like, I think to myself, I'm in some kind of clown world. This is a clown world. Like, people don't see this. Like, they think this is just normal. The man who's in charge of the free world thinks this hockey team is a football team. And we're all okay with it. And then he probably did his... How do I get out of here? And everybody's okay with it. Everybody's okay with it. I don't get it. All because they hate Donald Trump. They're okay with it because they hate I take all my money because I hate Donald Trump. Here it is. Take my house too. I just don't get it.
It's hysterical though when you
I don't
watch-
get it.
Have you seen the ones on TikTok where they just piece together all the crazy shit Biden has said and
Yes.
done, and you just watch it and you're like, this guy is non-functioning. He's just non-functioning. If you talk about like this is really bad. Well, I'm going for it. If he was on the spectrum, just like he would completely non-functioning, non-verbal at this point.
Yes.
And he's running the country.
He's running the country. And we all know he's not. I mean, they think we're stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm not your voters. Okay? I wouldn't vote for you ever. I'm not your voter. I'm not stupid. I don't believe everything you tell me. I would say, I was thinking the other day, I would say the media, and listen, Fox is the same way. Everybody's pushing their agenda, so I'm not going to say Fox doesn't lie either, because they do.
Right.
I would say maybe 10% of what comes out of the media now is the truth. Could you imagine 90% is pushing an agenda and it's total BS? And people, and Don, what kills me, and I think it's my ADHD, people believe it.
Yeah.
How the hell do you believe it? Like, economy's doing great. Where? Where? They're saying in Connecticut it's $18 for a Big Mac. Where?
This is the funny thing that when they do tell us the economy's doing great and the realtors are picking it back up in Vegas and no, they're not.
No, they're not.
They're not. No one's making money in that industry at all whatsoever. They're not selling homes. Like this is the truth. This is reality. But no, what they say is that Nevada's doing great right now.
Yeah, everything's great. Oh my God, it's great. We could all just afford anything. It boggles my mind that there's people that they believe it though, Don.
Yeah.
Like they're so damn brainwashed that they believe it. It shocks the hell out of me.
I was at John F. Kennedy Airport and there's like tons and tons of people trying to get through. What do you call it? So they make sure you don't blow up the plane.
Oh, security.
Security.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
TSA.
The TSA.
They always molest me when I go through there.
Me too.
I swear to God, every time I order something in your waistline, I'm like, all right, buddy, have fun.
Me too. That's weird. They always pick me out.
Yeah,
and
me
do the whole
too.
thing and
I
turn
figure because
around.
I look Middle Eastern a little bit. I don't know. They always pick me out
That
all
was
the
so
time.
offensive. Did you guys just say that was so offensive? I can't believe
I
you
swear
said
to God. I think it's because of the way I look. I get picked out every time.
Maria's dying right now. I don't even have to look at her. I can see she's laughing so hard. Our producer's losing it again.
I swear to God, they pick me out every time. Every time.
So I'm going through TSA, and there's so many people, and they take like, I'm gonna say 200 people, they're like, everyone down this way and walk this way. And I'm like, this feels really sheepy.
Right.
Like, I'm not kidding. I'm just walking with everyone.
Yeah.
You know me. I ask a million questions. I need to know everything. I'm like, this is sheepy. And then I thought, they're just walking. I don't know where they're walking me to. They're walking me to the Malaysia plane.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mean it. These are my thoughts. And I'm like, I
got-
don't trust a soul. And then I've got like these TSA people, move it this way, man, move it this way. And I'm like, for what? Like, why? But anyway, I made it home safe. But yeah, that's what I thought. This felt really sheepy for me. I'm like, I was forced to.
Don, every
Go
time
in
I
that
go through there, I
direction.
swear I think I'm on some kind of, because I could look different. Like I could be Hispanic. That's why I always tell
me
you, I
too.
could do
Yeah,
a bunch
no,
of.
absolutely.
I mean, people will think I'm Italian, of
Depending
course.
on how your hair is, your
Yeah.
hat, yes.
Because
absolutely.
people compare me to Adam Sandler, I get Jimmy Kimmel, and they're Jewish. So I could be Jewish, I could be
Oh
Middle
my
Eastern.
God, I
could,
never saw Adam until right now. I can see
I
Adam
get the Adam
Sandler.
Sandler thing constantly. Constantly I get Adam Sandler.
Oh, I never saw that till right now.
But you could see
interesting.
it.
Yeah, now I see it.
Yeah, so
Who else do you get? Jimmy Kimmel?
I get
No.
Jimmy Kimmel. I get that a lot too. But so I could play different parts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get, like I said, I believe that I get discriminated against when I go through that
Yeah,
TSA.
'cause they're like, who and what is
But
it?
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
that's why I
where's he
said
coming
that.
from?
Yeah, where's he coming from? I go through there and always, oh, there's something in your waistline. I don't think I've ever went through without being searched. I don't think I've ever.
Me too.
I
They
was searched in
picked me
Jamaica
out.
too, on a
No way.
cruise.
For real?
Yes, and my girlfriend.
Are you guys like smuggling shit?
No!
Yeah, see, now I think he's like
Just because I'm a
smuggling
pothead.
shit.
Just because I'm a pothead right
I
off.
picture him. He's got like the weed everywhere, and he's like, no, they're just searching my waistline.
Oh,
Yeah,
I got a
he's
story
trying
about
to
Pennsylvania.
smoke
Me smoking weed in Pennsylvania.
weed. Is
I-
it legal there?
No,
Tell me. It's not legal in PA.
it's not legal in PA.
It's legal in New York, right?
It is. I think New York.
I hope
don't.
so. They were
Pennsylvania is only medical.
really.
Yeah, it's only medical.
So tell me what happened. How'd you smoke there?
All right, listen.
I mean, how'd you eat there?
Listen, I'm sitting there and I can't sleep because marijuana helps me sleep. It
Yeah.
shuts this ADHD brain off. I don't do it all day. I just do it
Yeah.
at night, right? So here I am, like 3 days in. I can't even stay. I can't sleep because I'm used to using that to sleep, right? And I can't sleep, right? And I'm thinking, I got to do something. So a friend of mine, I said, yo, you got to hook me up here. And so I got a joint. I'm on the back. My sisters are like...
Which wait is not Danny's thing because he's usually an edible, right? You
Yeah, I don't smoke, no.
Oh, it's a totally different experience.
It's totally different experience. And listen, my sisters, they are like, they think this is the devil's lettuce. They think this is horrible. They think I'm gonna like smoke weed and jump off a house and pretend I'm Superman. Like my sisters think that like I'm gonna hallucinate and they're like scared to death of this. So I have this joint in the car and we're driving from Hershey to Hazleton, Pennsylvania, and I'm like, we get pulled over by the police. I'm pointing to, I'm saying it's these two.
Yeah.
That joint's not mine. I
Yeah.
said, I'm putting you some. So they're like, oh my God. So I'm smoking it on the back of their deck and it's going up to my one sister's room. I mean, it was, oh my God, it was great. You got to know my sisters. They're so conservative. They pretend they're Democrats, but they're conservatives big time.
Yeah.
But they're the crew that hates Donald Trump,
Yeah.
so they're going to vote for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
So they're going to vote for that banana
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just don't make sense. But yeah, that's
Oh,
my...
God, they probably have a field day with you though. They probably just like low-key can't stand you.
Who, my sisters?
Yeah.
Oh, they hate me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hate me.
I
I'm
can see
definitely
that,
the black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
It ain't even close. You know what I mean? My sisters hate me.
But they love you. They're good to you.
And then they were crying when I was leaving, right? And I'm like, you hate me. What are you crying for? That's what I said to them. You guys hate me. I don't know why you're crying. And here, I got to tell you something else. My cousins were there from Georgia. And they're big time, conservatives. They don't curse. They don't say any curse word. Nothing.
Shit.
No, yes, nothing. They're like, so my sisters are like, our cousins are coming from Georgia. Don't bring up marijuana.
Oh, they gave you the behave yourself.
Yes.
You gotta change you for them.
At
I get
55
that
years
all the
old,
time,
I
though.
got warned.
Yeah.
Don't talk
Don't.
about this.
Uh-huh.
Don't embarrass us. You can't talk like this. They don't like loud people. And I'm like, Don,
Yes.
I'm thinking there's no way. I told them I was smoking marijuana on the deck. They almost fell out of their chairs. I'm telling all kind of crazy
Let me
stories
ask you,
from
did
Vegas.
they love you?
Yes, my cousin loved me. Yeah, they love me. Now his wife, I don't know. She was looking at me like, I don't know about this guy.
If
Honestly.
you can't tell, she probably low-key is like, never again. Never again with him.
Let me
Yeah.
describe his wife to you. Typical Southern lady with the hello y'all, you know that kind. Totally.
You did that good.
Yeah, and I was thinking, oh, this lady does not know what she's in for with me. And I let everything out of the bag. I was talking about sex, this, that.
And when your sisters like, you can't bring him anywhere.
Yes.
Why is he even here?
Because they were like,
Yeah.
oh, let me tell you. Oh, this will describe them. They watched the movie The Hangover and were offended by it and walked out of the movie theater.
I casted that.
They were
sorry.
offended by The Hangover, and then they spent 3 days with me. They were offended by The Hangover. I was like, what? They're like, oh yeah, that movie, there was no need for a movie like that. Somebody recommended Break Up to them too.
Yeah.
Remember with Seth
Yeah.
Rogen?
Yeah.
Or no, with the, they didn't
the
like
tall
that
one.
either, yeah.
Yeah. And
They didn't
Jennifer
like that.
Aniston.
Yeah. So
What's his
they,
name?
I guess they're just watching Snoopy.
What's that guy's name?
Exactly. What's not going to offend you? Right?
Snoopy. Even
But they're like
Snoopy's
strict conservative.
eye
Of
is
course, they're Trumpers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're Trumpers. So I was okay talking about that. with
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean? But
They must have got a total kick out of you, though.
they did. I mean, like, cause I don't care that I, you know, how do we say it? I like marijuana.
Yeah.
I don't care that
Yeah.
they. I like it. I don't care. You drink alcohol.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
Yeah, and alcohol's worse.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
people just don't realize that alcohol is way worse. But my sisters think it's the devil's lettuce. I'm gonna jump off houses. That's what they think, Don. I'm gonna jump off a house because I took this. So they're totally like that. That's,
So
that's
you
it.
come from the super conservative family. You live in Las Vegas. You're a gambler. You eat your weed. You live your life. You chill. You do the show. You're a loud
And I was a
mouth.
cop.
You're a cop. You let the entire world know about your political views, no matter what that looks like.
Yeah.
These people are probably like, oh my God, where did he come from and how is he related?
You know what?
And there's no mute or turn off button with you.
I know.
Which is cool.
I can't stop it. Like I
Yeah.
wanted to. I tried to behave in front of them.
Yeah.
But I
How long
can't.
did it take you? Within minutes?
Minutes.
Minutes.
My sister's like, and I could tell they're like nervous looking at me, like they're making food and listening to me in the kitchen.
Like,
'cause-
what's he saying? Is he getting into shit? He's already there. Oh, man, he's talking about weed. Fuck. Yeah.
And then my 90-year-old uncle's there, right? My mom's brother. And they're the same way. They grew up that way. I'm talking about weed to him. I'm like, hey, Uncle Fritz, yeah, smoking weed on the back deck back there. I had these guys, honestly, they were like, where did this guy come from? I'm telling you, I came from a Catholic religious family. I really did. I mean, and I got, well, you saw my video, my Polish side, right?
Yeah.
I did
that
the
was cool, yeah.
I did the Polish side, but it was good. I loved being home. It was fun. It really was. You got to go home every once in a while. Oh, my grandson, we had a ball. Took him to the arcade.
Your grandson is so stinking cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had so much fun. We took him to this big arcade. We had some fun. So it was a good time home.
Was the arcade like gambling for you?
A little bit. I mean, I went to 2 casinos when I was in Pennsylvania.
Were they good casinos?
Yeah, Mount Airy Lodge and the one.
Mount Airy Lodge. I've been to the Mount Airy
Yeah,
Lodge. That song. Mount Airy
Yeah, that's
Lodge,
actually a nice casino. I liked
Yeah.
it. And then there was another one. I think. Oh God, I can't. The one in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. I can't think of the name of it. There's one right in Wilkes-Barre and Scranton.
I know it.
So we went to that one, Penn National or something like that.
Yeah.
It's called.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. So you too? You had fun?
Yeah, I didn't gamble. I didn't go to casinos and stuff. I had a lot of fun. It was cool seeing family. The coolest thing is like watching people that were so young and now they're like grown-ups. Like I kept saying that to almost all of my cousins. Like, you're an adult. Like it was blowing my mind. They had like these little kids and I'm the oldest of a bunch of cousins. So watching them in like their 30s, 40s, and it was like, holy, these are like grown-up people and their kids are like alive. It's so weird. Yeah, but it was cool. It was cool. It was aging for me, but it was really cool.
You know what? That's the same thing. Like when I go home, and I haven't seen my friends from Pennsylvania in like 7 years, 5 years. You go home and you see they aged, and it's like, why'd you age? Because that means I aged too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see them and you think, because you're used to seeing them like 5 years ago, and you're like, wow, they aged. But then you did too. You know, it's just...
But I'm kind of like the you of my family too. Like there's no one around to tell me, Dawn, don't, blah, 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 blah. So I just do. Right. So when of course, everyone's like, oh, after they said how much they loved you, they did compliment, oh, you look so great, and this, that, and the other, and of course I'm like, yeah, plastic surgery, I got a boob job, I got nose done twice. They're all like, oh, there she goes, but there was no one to tell me to stop, so I'm just like, I'm the Danny of the group. It's cool. I love everyone though, I do, and they're conservative, but they're not super, super conservative. Everyone's kind of just like, be yourself, and so it's cool.
Do you want to know how conservative my sisters are? When they got out of high school at 18 years old, they got a job and they're still at that job. And they're 60. They're still at the same job.
It blows my mind because if I were to do if I was to analyze you right now, it blows my mind that you're coming from that family and in a good way, what happened to you?
Yes.
Like what made you go okay, it's got to be the ADHD and your minds couldn't stay on that because imagine you staying at the same. Did she just give us a time?
I don't know. She gave us 2 minutes.
She's hanging out. Oh yeah, she's
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Break, right? We're on break? Okay. I couldn't imagine you staying at one place for so long and your brain just being able to, you need to be all over the place.
Yeah. I'm surprised I stayed at a police job that long.
Yeah.
Honestly, because the only reason is because I had little kids.
Yeah.
Honestly, you can't just pick, when you have little kids, you can't take chances.
Yeah.
You really can't. So once my kids were grown, that's why you see me. Whatever somebody gives me, I try.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's worth it. You only live once, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did grow up in that family.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. I know. I can't believe I'm totally different than every single one of them.
Yeah.
But
we're gonna have to take a 2-minute. But before we take a 2-minute, I wanted to just ask you about this. So I saw a TikTok last night. So disturbing. We'll get back to it after commercial break. But this was where Rancho High School here in Las Vegas, guys. We have a story to tell when we come right back. It is so disturbing, so horrible. I don't even have words. I just kept thinking this kid's parents. That's all I keep thinking is, what are this kid's parents gonna do now? How do you come back? You never do.
How does that school come back?
How does that school come
back? I mean, there's gonna be 50. Well, we'll get into it, but it's a crazy story. I'm doing a second video on it now, actually.
Guys, we're gonna take a 2-minute break and we'll be right back. When we come back, we have a story to tell you what's going on here in Las Vegas, and it's not the first of its kind. So tune back in. We'll be right back.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Now on digital and DVD.
Hit it.
Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star is an epic sci-fi adventure.
Do what needs to be done.
An edge-of-your-seat wild ride.
We have company.
Tons of popcorn-munching fun. 5 stars. A love letter to the sci-fi films of the 70s and 80s. With plenty of action and fun for all. You need to see it. You really do.
Needs to be done.
An edge-of-your-seat wild ride.
We have company.
Tons of popcorn-munching fun. 5 stars. A love letter to the sci-fi films of the 70s and 80s. With plenty of action and fun for all. You need to see it. You really do.
The captain just decided it's time to go.
I am ready for a sequel. Experience a bold new adventure. Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star.
A good old-fashioned adventure.
Now on digital and DVD. Now on digital and DVD.
Hit it.
Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star is an epic sci-fi adventure.
Do what needs to be done.
An edge-of-your-seat.
Welcome back, Vegas Views, Don Sullivan, Danny Miner, Absolutely Nomads. All right, Danny, so we were just talking about this. Now, I don't have too much knowledge on this actual case. Anything I know so far is just what I saw on your TikTok.
Yeah.
So can you tell the audience here what's going on?
Well, what happened here, and it's in your city, right here in Las Vegas.
Okay.
I actually saw a TikTok. I didn't know about it either. So that's how the media's not pushing this. It should be on every single channel across the country, but it won't because it doesn't fit their agenda. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm getting mad already. I gotta calm down already because I'm already mad just telling the part of the story. But I saw this guy, he's actually a yeller like me on TikTok.
Okay.
He's from New York, he has a New York accent. He's like, wait, do you hear what happened in Las Vegas? And he catches your attention because he's allowed to. And I saw this, and what basically happened, it happened at Rancho High School a couple days ago.
Okay.
This little kid was being picked on by this group of kids. This other kid goes up and says, he sticks up for the little kid. This group of 15 kids start beating him. Beat him on the ground. All high school kids. Beat him on the ground. People videotaping. They killed the kid. He's murdered. He's dead. 17-year-old kid was beaten by 15 of his classmates at school while people videotaped him being murdered. That's what happened with our kids now. What's going on? What is going on?
Stop. This is not okay. This needs to stop.
They beat him to death. And, and people stick up for our young people. And we did give them compliments. They accept everybody. But we got to realize they're socially awkward.
Absolutely.
Okay? They can't deal with anything. They get offended by anything. You need a private space for anything. Seriously, they're violent as hell.
Yeah.
You got to say, what has happened to our kids? They can't handle anything. They can't handle a teacher telling them what to do. They can't handle any authority. And we're sitting there thinking, nothing's wrong. This country's a mess. And it's starting to... Could you imagine when these kids are adults? Mm-hmm. I can't even imagine when these kids are adults. They're big babies.
There are so many, and we've discussed this before, there are so many pros to this generation, but there are so many cons. The ones that you just named especially, and I hate to say this, and oh God, I'm going to catch it, but I always do. It has a lot to do with the way that they were being raised.
Yes.
They're being raised by our generation.
Yep.
Okay? And a lot of our generation was left alone to our own devices. Would you agree?
Yes.
Were your parents like, go figure it out?
Yes.
Go do your thing and figure it out. So I think what happened is people decided we're going to pay a lot more attention. We're not just going to let our kids run around because we know what we were doing at specific ages. So they're going to watch them differently. And with that, I think it became, I'm not even going to say a lot of babying.
Yes.
Nurturing them and babying them, which is fantastic, okay?
Right.
And letting them discuss their feelings, which is fantastic. And letting it all out, which is fantastic. But that does something. If you have that communication and then you go out into the world and there's somebody that doesn't have that line of communication, which then, again, there are a lot of kids that don't have that, they're not going to know how to interact properly. So I'm not saying the way that you and I were raised, every man for themselves. I would know how to act to you, and you would know how to act to me.
Right.
Most of these kids are raised on phones.
Yes.
And they don't know how to act with society. So if you do get someone that's not raised the way that this person's raised, they don't know how to commingle.
Right.
Where you and I, we would figure our shit out.
Yes.
Right? So I think that's where violence comes in. People are quick to get angry. You upset me. You cause me anxiety, so I'm going to punch you in the face.
Yes.
There's levels of respect. We weren't raised like that. We
Never.
were raised like, try not to punch someone in the face as much as you can. Try to figure out your stuff
Right.
and make it work.
Yes.
Now it's you hurt my feelings.
Yes.
I'm going to hit and hurt you. And then also, I don't want to keep on going with this, but the thing that gets me is 15. That's a lot of numbers to be followers.
Could you
I just
imagine-
said the word sheep. 15 sheep followed one guy that thought he was a badass. I'm going to hurt this kid and I'm going to kick him. And then this one went on, and this one went on, and this one went on, and this one to kill somebody. You guys are disgusting. Absolutely fucking disgusting.
Yes.
Can you bleep that out? I'm gonna get a check for that. I don't care. That is absolutely disgusting. Guys, parents that had the children that are anything, I know you do the best with your kids you can. Do better. Do a lot better. Because if your kid was kicking on a kid and that kid ended up dead, I hope your kid goes away for life.
You're looking at 15 kids probably being charged with murder.
Just good.
Could
Good.
you imagine this?
Good. And if it was my kid, I'd say the same thing. Good. What are you kicking on an innocent kid for? Whether, you know what? Let's take that back. I don't know this. This is all speculation. Maybe that kid wasn't innocent.
Right.
But there's 15 kids kicking on one kid. Every single one of them go to jail for life. If it was my own kid, I'd say the same exact thing. That's disgusting.
It's horrible. I watched it. I couldn't watch the video. I couldn't
I
watch
won't
it.
watch that.
I couldn't
I
watch
won't
the
watch
video.
that.
It made me sick. I mean, it is disgusting. This should be on every channel, and it's not. It's not. And it should be, but
Las
it's
Vegas
not.
doesn't want to expose something like this.
I know.
Vegas is a great place to live, right? Because our economy's doing so great here. Says
Oh,
the
yeah.
president.
Let's
And
talk
our
about the F1
housing-
race.
Yeah, and the F1 race and the housing is no. Seriously, every place is a mess right now.
Uh-huh.
But with this happening in Las Vegas, that makes Vegas a real mess. This is so sad. I can't even for the parents. That's all my brain keeps saying is these parents. What do you? Your kid went to school to learn. 15 kids kicked the crap out of your kid to the point of death. That should never happen anywhere.
Don, I was totally against homeschooling kids, cyber school. I thought kids need to be with other kids. But I'll be honest with you, if I was raising a kid, I would have second thoughts of sending them to school.
At this point, if this is a social interaction my kid's gonna have,
Yeah.
I'll keep them home.
I would say, and I made that comment in one of my TikTok videos, and people are saying the same thing. It's
Yeah.
time to just leave our kids at home.
Yeah.
Could you imagine our country is so dangerous you can't send our kids to school?
Yeah.
And we
It's
talk about
disgusting.
other countries.
Yeah.
And they make it sound like our country's the worst with crime. It really is. It's getting
Absolutely.
horrible. Other
Absolutely.
countries make fun out of us. That's how crime-ridden we are. It's crazy.
They won't bring their children here because of sex trafficking. You know
Yes,
that, right? People
I know.
in England, there's a lot of people in France, they're not going to bring their children here. They say it's so dangerous because they're afraid their kids are going to just get like picked and kidnapped.
Yeah.
Is that true? It doesn't necessarily happen that way, and we know that, like
Right.
the inside of how sex trafficking truly happens.
Right.
They're not going to really just pick your little English kid and run away with your kid.
Right.
It's not going to happen that way. So they're, for the most part, fairly safe coming here. But how crazy is that they don't want to come here? The Netherlands, they won't bring their children here.
No, they're afraid of this
They're
place. It's crazy. And our politicians are doing nothing about it.
No.
Nothing about it. Because, and I put in my video, this is all for votes and money. Votes and money.
Yeah.
We're living in a crime-ridden country for votes and money. Because they can't say stuff, they can't do this because no one will vote for them. We're releasing prisoners. We're just releasing them. I can't even imagine that this came to this. Did you see my other video? Oh, you probably didn't say it. I just posted a video. Places are now putting chains around their products so people can't steal them. So if you buy, I have a video, detergent, washer detergent, they have chains around it. So if you want to buy it, Clark has to come out, open it up for you, and give it to you.
You're full of shit.
I swear, I did a video this morning on it.
Where-
That's
this
where
is
we're at,
here
folks.
in Las Vegas?
California.
Okay.
And the one was New York.
They need it in
Bronx.
California. You're
Yeah.
allowed to steal in California.
Yeah, the one's in Bronx.
Really?
Because people are just coming in, stealing stuff.
Yeah.
They're putting chains around their products.
Yeah.
That's where we live, folks. And you know what? I'm going to call it out. The Democrats love it. Look it. These are our voters. Steal. These are our voters.
I thought about this right before. I was thinking about you right before I went to New York. I went to, not the Neiman Marcus. What was it? Saks. And there was a guy, and he came in, and I said, oh, this isn't good. And I could tell right away. I know what's going on. One guy here, I could tell they were together, and shopping carts. They weren't even like shopping. It was just like 3 jackets in a shopping
Yeah.
cart, this, that,
And
the
right out
other.
the door.
Ran out the door.
Yep.
And I just stayed to the back of the store. I was like, I want nothing to do with that. And security was literally just like, no.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing we're going to do. We're just
Yeah.
going to let this happen.
I was in Walgreens one day. I walked into Walgreens. Guy walked right in, took a whole bunch of stuff, walked right out.
Yeah.
I thought, what the hell?
Yeah.
And you know what? Years ago, I'd have tackled that guy. I would have tackled him. I would have had him till the cops got there. But now, you know who would have went to jail? I would have went to jail. I would have been the bad guy. That's where our country's at. We stop shoplifters. We stop criminals. We're the bad guy. We can't even shoot them in our house. We can't even shoot them when they're trying to kill us. Because the Democrat Party be like, oh no, he was such a good guy. He only went to prison 25 times. He was great. He was a great guy. 25 times in jail. He got out all 25 times. He was a great person. That's what the Democratic Party lets us know. I don't go with your bullshit. I'm not one of your voters.
I'm not laughing at your stress. Your delivery is just impeccable. It's so funny.
I'm sorry, I can't stand it.
No,
Because
I get
people
it.
believe this. I can't stand
It's
it.
so sad.
It is.
You're so right, too. If you were to do something while someone's doing something, they're going to turn it around
Yes.
on you somehow and you'd be guilty. It's best off to stay out of it, which is so, so sad because in this lifetime, you know how many crimes we can actually stop by saying something, but most people nowadays have learned to just mind their own business, stay in their own lane and say, no. So you know how many women, not just women, are being injured and kidnapped and hurt on the street and people don't get involved anymore. They won't get involved
It's
because
horrible.
it's horrible.
It's horrible because the criminal now has more rights than the citizen.
Absolutely.
Why?
Yeah.
For some reason, the Democratic Party needs votes from criminals. I don't know, but that's, and you can say what you want, and I pick on the Republicans.
A lot of them, Danny.
The Democrat, because a normal person's not going to vote for Joe Biden. A normal person's not. But if you're going to give me all out of jail on bail, of course I'm voting for him. I mean, I just don't get it. I'm sorry, I'll never get it. I don't care if I get canceled. I don't care. I have my own channel. You're never canceling me.
Bottom line, they just don't want Trump. They don't want our
Oh,
boy.
well, we don't want Trump.
They don't want our boy. That's it. They just don't want him.
Listen, and I get
We
it.
love you, Trump.
I get it. I get why they don't like him. I get why they don't like him.
Because he's a narcissist.
Yes, I get
He
it.
is a narcissist. He's actually a socio. I'm on a podcast right now which I'm convincing myself he's a psychopath. We'll see what the future holds. But yeah, there's all those things, but he's a lot better than Biden.
Our country's in trouble. It really is.
Yeah.
Our country's in trouble. And I'll tell you right now, I mean, I don't even know who I'd vote for right now. I mean, I'm definitely not voting for a Democrat. I'm sorry. You would have to hold me. I don't even know. I would never vote for a Democrat. I never the rest of my life, I will never vote. I will crawl over glass to vote for a Republican. I will crawl over it with no clothes on to vote for a Republican. I'm sorry.
Don't say shit like that. This is where my Instagram gets flooded. He talks about taking his clothes off often. He's running down the strip or something. Now there's going to be women on, is there any way you can ask Danny to do the glass challenge? Like, ladies, calm the fuck down. He's 55.
I'm old and you hate me because I act like Trump. So why do they even like me, right?
You do. You're so Trumpy sometimes.
Because I'll just say what I mean,
Yeah.
I'm so sick of people, I gotta watch my words. No, I live in a free country. If you don't like it, that's your problem. It's not my problem.
Yeah.
Okay? And don't tell me some kind of fairy tale and make me believe it. I don't believe your fairy tales.
Yeah.
And seriously, that's what my problem is with the Democratic Party. It's based on a bunch of bullshit lies. I can't stand it. And people believe it. That's true. That's true. That's true. It's not true. It's not true.
So tell me, what do you think is going to happen here? Give me two paths.
All right, I'm
What's
going to tell you,
happening?
with this election, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I don't think either of them are going to run. I think we're going to have two different candidates. I honestly do. I think sooner or later, wrongfully or not, he's going to end up going to jail, I think. And I think Biden I think the Democratic Party's done with him. Because I think you can run any Republican they're going to beat. You can run me, and I'm going to beat Biden. I mean, I think they know that. I think Newsom's going to be the candidate.
Okay. This country has gone so backwards.
Right.
First, how long do you think, what's your belief, how long do you think it's going to take us to get back on track? Like, we are so backwards when it comes to almost everything. How long before?
Long.
10
I mean,
years, 15 years?
Oh, 10, 15 years easy. I mean, I'll be an old man. And this country's in big trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe it. And the Biden administration ruined this country in 3 years. I mean, they destroyed it. I mean, it's unbelievable. This country's destroyed. So when you think your vote don't mean something, it surely does, because this administration ruined our country in 3 years. You got the laughing, ha 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 ha, Come over. Hi, Joe. We did it, Joe. You did what? You haven't done nothing in 3 years but laugh. I mean, it's disgusting. You ruined our country. Thanks. Oh, don't worry, though. Trump isn't getting any mean tweets. Oh, my God. Mean tweets. Oh. What are we going to do? He said something bad on Twitter. Oh, but I had money in my pocket. I was paying $2 something for gas. But I hate that guy. He mean tweets. Oh, my God.
Women hate Trump. I'm shocked that women hate Trump. I would think they actually like Trump.
That's the problem. Women don't vote for him.
Like
yeah, that's how he loses. It's women. Yeah.
There's a specific type of woman that likes Trump, and I think there's a woman that's like smart, that's into her money. Maria's laughing. I can't focus. Yeah, I think smart women like Trump.
Oh,
I'm
you're
gonna
getting
say it.
canceled
Oh,
for that
yeah.
one. You are getting canceled. That was worse than anything I said.
I was almost like trying to backtrack it, and then I was like, nah, fuck it. No, it's true. Like smart women like Trump. And then I'll get it, though. This is what I'm going to get. I have no self-respect. I don't care about myself. I let men talk to me, blah, 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 blah. No. Reality is that Trump, we were living in a world with Trump where it felt equal, honestly. Financially, it felt equal.
Yeah.
Like, it not like it is now. Like, everything is just a mess. Like, we're walking in shit. That's how I feel like.
I'll be honest with you. Sometimes, guys, the best coaches, I always refer things to sports. The best coaches who I thought were assholes to me, were mean to me. They ended up being the best coaches. They got the best out of us. We had the best teams, even though the coach was an idiot. And I hated him. He got the best out of me. And sometimes you need that idiot in there to do it. But not an idiot that doesn't know where he is.
Yeah.
We have that already. We have an idiot that don't know where he is. I mean, oh my God!
Like a GPS to the bathroom. This guy.
Listen, I watched Kevin Hart the other day, right? Kevin Hart goes.
I love Kevin Hart.
He said, listen, I don't really like to talk about, Kevin talks. He's a great talker,
Yeah.
He's like, I don't like to talk about politics, he is, sir. He said, but Joe Biden, man, I don't know. So I mean, everybody's seeing it. Everybody's seeing it. I don't know how you could look at this. He's an embarrassment. Like when I cringe when I see he's going to talk to another politician, don't you? Like another leader from another country. I'm like, oh my God, don't send him.
And then what do they think of us? Like, do you feel that way? Like,
yes.
What do they think of us? That there's Biden, and it's like, oh God, this is what they think of Americans now. Do we have such a bad reputation? Not only just like is it dangerous in the United States, but we just have a bad reputation. Women in America, men in America, the kids that we just have terrible. And then there's
my God, yeah.
There's our president, like.
Yeah, and if you look at the comments, I did a video last night on this thing. It's at 200,000 views already, and in the comments, I mean, people are definitely blaming the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
If you look at things, it's all the Democratic Party did this to all of us, releasing people on bail, this and that. And I just don't know. I understand. I get the bleeding hearts. I get caring about it. But these people are criminals. I get the person that stole something, okay? But the person that murdered somebody, the person that raped somebody, they should never see the light of day again.
Right.
They should be released on bail.
See, this is where I kind of agree sometimes. It's legal to steal now, right? So
legal.
It's legal. It's okay. Go steal shit.
Yeah.
Right? So if they're still in jail for stealing stuff, let them out because it's legal. If they're still in jail for weed, that's legal now too. If they're still in jail for all right, let's even free them on coke. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like the rapes, the murders, the children, this is the thing that gets me. We have these people away for a long time. They'll let serial child molesters out over and over and over again to ruin children's lives, to ruin families, to destroy people.
Right.
They'll let them out. But they're going to keep someone that just trafficked a bunch of coke in. Let them out.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Let them out too. And the people that rape and molest and kill, keep them in. Clean out the jails that way, right?
Yeah.
But they're not doing that.
I know.
They're like murderers and rapists from the 80s.
Yeah.
Raped 8 women, they're out because they served good time. They had good, what do they call it? The good time? Or, since they served,
I can't think of what it's called. Good, yeah, I know.
whatever they did. They were good in jail, but they weren't good when they were raping women. But they were good in jail, so they let them out early.
Don, now my ADHD just kicked in when you said that. I started Deshaun Watson that plays for the Browns.
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking of this the other day. He sexually assaulted, allegedly, 27 women. 27 women he allegedly assaulted, but he plays football on Sunday. Yeah. And he's making, I think he signed a $90 million contract. This man got away with this because he's a football player. You can tell me, you can stand in your head, you're wrong, he's such a good guy. No, he's a horrible guy. The NFL, nobody should even watch it. I will, because I'm an idiot, but nobody should even watch it. They're representing this guy that raped 27 women.
Agree.
I mean,
Agree. 100%.
one woman, I would say,
Maybe she's making it up.
maybe she got offended by him, something like that. 27 women are
27?
not making this up.
Right.
They're not making this up.
Right.
I mean, and it makes me sick. And Don, if that was me, somebody that didn't have athletic talent like him, I'd be in jail.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
How come he's not charged with a crime? I don't get this. I don't get this. And this is the society we live in, you know? And it's getting worse and worse, but you keep doing this, something's going to pop off.
Absolutely.
I wake up every day and thinking something bad is going to happen in this country.
Absolutely.
Everybody-
We cannot keep going the way that we're going without something popping off.
And I was going to bring this topic up. I'm glad I remembered it. And I think this is a controversial subject, which we always do. I
He
believe,
smiles at that. We do it.
and please tell me what you think. I believe we're going to have some states become their own country. They're going to leave the union. I totally believe that's going to happen. I believe Texas is going to be the first country to leave the union. I totally believe that.
Yeah.
I think
can
we're going to
see it.
split.
I can see it.
And you know what? Years ago, I would have said, no, let's not do that. I'm ready for a split.
Yeah.
You can have California, you can have New York. You guys could, dance around with your pink and purple hair. I'll be there every day seeing you dance.
Yeah.
But I want to see it from Texas.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think our
absolutely.
country's done.
Yeah.
I think our country's totally done. Oh no.
Yeah.
Are we done for good? Just a break? 2 minutes. All right. Listen, no more.
She held up a sign. Stop, Danny. Fucking enough. Now he's splitting the country. Enough. You have 2 minutes. He's like, forever or for break? I'm just kidding.
I think we're gonna split. I really do. I'd love to know
agree.
what people. I think we hate each other. And honestly, I don't want to hate people. But when I hear somebody's stupid opinion online, I hate them. I don't want to hate them, but I hate them because I'm thinking, if you believe this, you're a stupid ass. I want to hate you. I mean, I don't even want to be associated with you. Go to California. We'll cut it off. Let it go be its own country. Good luck. Have fun. Can dance around. Dye your hairs. Do whatever you want. You know? Richard Simmons can lead you all. I don't know. I just can't believe this. This is the country we live in. I talk about Richard Simmons. Remember with the weight loss?
Yeah.
That's right. Huh?
What?
My mom went to see him. The weight loss. Richard said she loved him.
That's
Do
so
you
funny.
remember him?
Yes, of course I do remember Richard Simmons. There's a show out right now. It's called Physical. It's on, I'm going to say Hulu or Netflix. It's so good. It's about 80s fitness and Jane Fonda.
He's not in
the
it
whole
though,
thing.
right?
No, he's not in it, but he should be in it. There's a character just like him. And I keep saying, oh my God, that's like the Richard Simmons of
I'm
this
sorry. I was thinking
show.
of weight loss when I saw these people dancing around because most of them are,
Yeah.
they ate themselves into a wheelchair.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's on one too. We can't take off 3 weeks anymore because this is like boiled up.
Listen, I always said this, and I got canceled on Facebook for this, but I said, I'm going to eat so much, I'm going to eat myself right into a handicap. I'm going to eat myself into being handicapped. And that's our country, too. I'm not going to get into it, but people eat themselves into being handicapped. They're not handicapped. They're in a wheelchair because they ate 45 Big Macs. That's the truth. But nobody wants to say that either.
Maria just held up a sign that said, lately people should frequent the Walmart. You'll see what Danny's talking about. Love Maria. She said that.
I mean, I see people on these wheelchairs. They're not handicapped. They ate too much. They're not handicapped. I'm sorry.
They may have a thyroid condition, Danny.
Listen, go to the strip, all right? You rent them friggin' wheelchairs, they're all over the place. Nobody can walk.
Guys, I'm the open-minded party here. Listen, I just wanted to tell you.
I'm definitely never going to be on CNN. You can
Never.
MSNBC.
Oh my God,
They're
right
never going
away?
to put me on there.
No, someone would kill you. I'm not kidding. The minute you're driving away out of this, they would be like, oh, it's former Danny Miner on CNN. His political views are a little bit too much. Yeah, and his sidekick. I'll be like, come on, Danny.
All right, one last thing. When we get back, I want to talk about, you talked about Malaysian Airlines.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that. I got a UFO story. We got to end it with
I
this.
made a joke about Malaysian Airlines. That's really, what was
You did.
worse, that or me saying that women that didn't vote for Trump are
That was
stupid?
worse.
That was bad.
You're going to get hammered for
I-
that. I'm probably going to get hammered for eating into a wheelchair. But it's the truth. Every time I see people like that, they eat themselves into a wheelchair. I don't know what to tell you. I tell the truth. People don't like the truth. That's the truth. You ate yourself into a wheelchair. I don't know what to tell you.
We're going to take our commercial break and we'll be right back. Danny's just going to...
All right, we'll be back. We'll be back.
Oh my God.
I can't.
Jay-Z is laughing hard.
is so fucking true, though. Do you ever go like to the Walmart? Now
Yes.
they're starting them up
I
in
don't
Target.
believe. No, I believe now that you were canceled on Facebook.
No, and they look at you funny too with their wheelchair. They're like, "Excuse me," and you're like, "I have a cart like a normal person, and you have your wheelchair cart, and they're
Look-
looking at you funny."
What do you think?
Shit.
Awesome.
They,
Awesome.
are they
You think he
freaking
hates
you?
us?
Are you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Have
you
we
know,
offended
I hope
you?
you're not
I'm
a
so
Democrat.
sorry.
No.
you know, honestly, I am. You know, I am both sides, but I'm not even offended of anything. He is more kind of like, even when he's so mad, I am laughing hard here, like literally, like.
I just love it. He's hysterical.
Yeah, he's
freaking-
there. He's there.
If I
Hate
fall
yourself
off this
into
chair-
it.
I don't know why people get mad at you, honestly.
Oh, okay. I used to do all politics on my TikTok.
You just
I got
lost-
death
you
threats.
just-
I had to
obese
get rid of
people-
it.
Obese people loved us until right now.
Oh, I know. Oh, you definitely offended them.
Traditional
You were worse.
TV is going away.
Oh, the woman thing was worse.
Oh, I'll make up for
Hollywood
that.
is
You
starting
saw
to
how many fat people live in America that fucking hate
People
us?
are demanding
The
real
wheelchairs,
stories
guys.
from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Now on digital and DVD.
Hit it.
Space Wars Quest for the Deep Star is an epic sci-fi adventure.
Do what needs to be done.
An edge-of-your-seat wild ride.
We have company.
Tons of popcorn-munching fun. 5 stars. A love letter to the sci-fi films of the 70s and 80s. With plenty of action and fun for all. You need to see it. You really do.
The captain just decided it's time to go.
I am ready for a sequel. Experience a bold new adventure. Space Wars Quest for the Deep Star.
A good old-fashioned adventure.
Now on digital and DVD.
Welcome back, Vegas Views. Don Sullivan, Danny Miner. Guys, excuse me, that was just hysterical. So we ended off with
People eat themselves into
people
a
eat
wheelchair.
themselves into wheelchairs. Danny Miner. Not Don Sullivan. I didn't say that. Just kidding. No, I understand. So you basically are concerned for the health of these people.
I'm concerned for the health of America because they're running my feet over in the grocery store because they can't walk and they have to get in a wheelchair. Okay, and listen, I just don't know like when to the point that you say enough's enough. That's what you say. I got to that point. I lost weight. So listen, I could talk. I was fat. I was a cop and I dropped my pen and I was so fat in my car I couldn't bend up to pick it up. So that was my lowest point, and I thought, I can't pick up a pen, I'm so fat. And that's when I said, I'm going to eat myself into a wheelchair. That's where that term came from, okay?
So how did you lose weight? Tell the audience, how did you lose some weight?
Well, first of all, I looked in the mirror, and I was so fat and disgusting. My head was like a basketball, and I couldn't bend to pick anything up. I would tie my shoes, and I felt like my head was going to burst because I was so fat, right? And I thought enough's enough. And I just started walking.
Really?
Yes.
This is
Walking
true.
does
So
it.
you started walking.
I started walking and watching my calories. I still eat cookies. I'm a cookie addict. I'm a cake addict. I just watch my calories. I have a little app. I put my calories in, and it works. I can eat anything. I just watch my
So
calories
what's a
and walk.
regular meal for you? So tell me what lunch looks
If
like.
I go for pizza, I get 2 slices. So I'll eat 2 slices of pizza.
So you eat everything?
I
Just
eat
normal
everything.
food?
I just
So
watch my
you
calories.
must have been overeating when you were heavy, and then you cut it down to normal, and now you're normal.
Listen, I used to get 2 double cheeseburgers, 2 large fries, and a chocolate shake.
That's nauseating.
Yes, that's
that
what I
to
would
me
get.
is like
Yes. And then I would, after that, like later at night, I'd get a Domino's pizza, eat the whole box. I would drink that with a gallon of iced tea. Yeah, I was on my way to dying.
Yeah.
I was going to be that person in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And listen, when I say that, I could have been that person.
Yeah.
But I hit rock bottom, and I started losing weight, and I've kept it off for almost 7 years.
So remember we were just talking about like that Dickie coach he was talking about, kind of like Trump, not Dickie, but like that guy. I think that's what you are. You're telling me
I'm a Dickie coach?
Yeah, you're Dickie. You're like, I was fat and disgusting, and I couldn't even tie my shoe, and I dropped my pen, and my head was the size of a basketball, but I walked, and I cut my calories, and I lost weight. So you told them in the nicest possible way.
The nicest part, don't eat yourself into a wheelchair.
Don't eat yourself into a wheelchair.
And walking does work. It works. You don't have to run. All you have to do is walk. People don't move. They sit on the couch.
You're right, though. You are.
Give me the ice cream. Give me the chips. And next thing you know, you're 400 pounds. You're that movie where, what's his name, where his mother was in the bed. What was that? Gilbert Grape. Remember that movie? His mom was in the bed. She was breaking the boards. You remember that? Gilbert Grape. You remember that? Johnny Depp.
Remember when we were younger, he was the largest man in the world, and they had to remove him. Is that like the first time you ever heard of obesity?
They had to take him out with a crane.
Yeah.
I'm not, listen.
I'm trying now.
Listen.
Serious conversation.
Listen, I am, but it's just. Could you, when's rock bottom when the crane gets there? Oh, here's the crane. I mean, it's that rock bottom. When a crane comes to your house and you can't get out, and they cut the roof off to take you out, is that rock bottom? That's gotta be rock bottom, right? This is our last show. This is the last show.
I love you guys.
Oh, this is definitely the last show. We're getting canceled. You offended the women. I offended everybody today.
Everybody.
And now
And the obese community, they were such big fans. You know how many obese people I have on Instagram that are about to just.
Oh my God! Listen, I'm sorry. I can help you with the weight problem.
You are not qualified to help them with the weight problem. So listen, man.
Listen, but seriously.
You emotionally just badgered them. It was so bad on them psychologically. We're never getting these people back.
But sometimes
Sorry,
you
guys.
need that person to yell at you. You do. My dad would tell me, because he wanted me to be in shape for football. Because I was a running back. If I was too fat, I couldn't run. I had to run with the football, and they tackled me. That was my position, right? My dad would tell me, "Hey, Butch," he'd call me Butch. You better slow down. He would tell me. He'd look at me, he'd see me eating. My dad said, "You
Why,
better
Butch?
slow down." I don't know. "Hey, Butch, you better slow down," he would say to me. And I'm like,
God, Butch.
so my dad would tell me I was too fat. My dad would say, "Hey, you gotta slow down."
Yeah.
And he was
So
right.
You had a constructive criticism, but in that kind of way.
Yes.
So maybe that's why he's giving it to you guys in that way.
My dad wasn't mean about it like me. He didn't say I was gonna be in a wheelchair. But you know what I mean? Dawn, and okay, I'm gonna get off.
What about the ones that choose to, though? Like, what about, like, their mid-size?
This is what I love. I love seeing them in their wheelchair. And then they get out of the wheelchair at the grocery store and they basically do jumping jacks. Right? They're all okay. They run to their car, but they were in that wheelchair in Walmart. Right? They're in that wheelchair in Walmart, but when they get out of that wheelchair, they're running sprints. Because they gotta go home and eat. I'm definitely getting canceled. I'm definitely getting canceled. Listen, I tell facts. I told you about the big truck guys that back their car in. They're idiots too. I pick on everybody. I'm a comedian. Let's just call me a comedian, then I get away with it.
We have nobody left. We have nobody left. We used to have, like, groups of people on our side. We're done. We have nobody.
Listen, I can make fun out of people because I was fat. So I'll show you some picture. I was obese.
I was
She'll
fat,
tell you.
too.
No.
Yes,
No,
I was
you
once
weren't.
fat. I'll show you before.
Now, if Maria tells me she was fat, I won't believe
Baloney.
it. Yeah, there's no way. Our producer, there's no way she was fat. But anyway, let's get off that so we don't get canceled.
Okay.
Dawn brought up the Malaysia Airlines.
Yeah, that's how I was feeling. They were walking us through TSA like they were going to put me on a Malaysia flight because they felt us up and down and then picked us. So once they were done molesting me, they literally were like, "Is that your iPad?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's mine." They're like, "Okay, this way, ma'am." And I'm like, "Okay." And they took us through with like 100 people, and I was like, "All right, I'm going on the special flight." That's what I thought.
Well, you're talking about that airline that went missing. All right, get ready, Don. I'm glad you're sitting down. All right? I saw at least 25 TikToks this week. At least videos. And they're confirming these videos are real. They have God, you're going to really think I'm nuts. They have a video of that Malaysian airline that went missing with 5 UFOs around and then it disappears. It's circulating all over.
No way.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Does honestly, not because you want to believe this, but does it look like real footage or does it look like choppy shit footage?
It looks a little iffy.
It's on the iffy side.
I don't know if I'm believing this one. It looks a little iffy, but
Okay.
people are saying it's real. But compared to the other videos that they showed us, the other videos were better.
I would absolutely love that. I have got to be honest with you. If
That they took all them people?
Yeah, if we found out that all the Malaysian airline people were taken by aliens, that is so much more comforting than to think that our government is still hiding them. Because if the aliens didn't take them, then our government took them. And where are they? And why did they take them? And who's next?
Don, I'm telling you guys, I know you all think I'm nuts. And I am.
Yes.
But
Certifiably.
Yes, but the aliens, we're going to hear something about this. This is coming out somehow, some way.
If that was the case and they took them, well, what's your theory on that? Let's just say that was the case and they took these people.
Well, if you remember Close Encounters?
Yeah.
The movie Close Encounters. Remember them airplanes were starting to come back that were missing from the 40s and this and that. I don't know. I think... Now, I watched a video the other day. The guy said they're time travelers. They're us coming back. That's what these balls people are seeing in the sky and everything. I don't know. Another guy down at Lake Mead, he told me he saw a ball flying through the sky, an orange ball, and one of our helicopters chasing it. He said he saw this the other day. I swear to God, the guy told me. Don, say, I like the way you look at me like you're crazy.
No, it's I'm going to be honest with you. The psychological part of me is like, all right, Don, he's all right. He'll be fine. And then there's that part of me, like, I wonder if he gets the weed in the same place as this guy by Lake Mead. Like, are you guys getting the same weed?
You know what? Maybe the UFO theories, as soon as I started doing weed, that's true. Maybe that's what it is.
Deep thinking, Danny.
Yes.
Deep thinking. No, honestly, to be completely honest with you, I am so open-minded. I believe everything you say. I do. I think to myself, you never know. I'm going to say it to the audience. You never, ever know what's real anymore, what's not. I had a core belief system maybe 15 years ago of life is like this. And then since the world has gotten this way, because I could have never imagined 15 years ago, fast forward, it looking like this today. I believe. I do. I'm up for anything. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever's going on is going on. I'm just going to play it safe on my clean side of the street, not piss off too many aliens, people.
What do you think if they said it was a different dimension?
See, we've talked about that before, and I have a hard time with that because of
your
the
religion.
past. Not necessarily my religion, but because of the past. Like, if it's a time dimension thing, where are the dead people? Like, that's what I want to know. If it's a time dimension thing, then yeah, I'm all for it. Like, let's go, let's do this. But I want to know what the dead people are. That's
Well, you know that whistleblower that was in front of Congress? Yeah. The one congresswoman wants to bring him back, and they want to give him more authority to tell even more. Because he knows where these crafts are, but wasn't able to say.
Yeah.
Now, I said this on other shows, and Don thinks I'm insane, but there is, in the UFO community with this David Grush, okay? I saw another video. There's a UFO that crashed that they couldn't hide because it was so big, they built a building over it. That's what they say. They said it was the size of like 3 football fields, and they couldn't hide it, so they built a whole entire building over it, and it's in South Korea. That's what they're saying. That's where UFO crashed. Listen, I know you guys think I'm nuts. I told you to what? Would you watch another movie?
absolutely. Tell me the movies. I'll watch them.
I told you about Fire in the Sky,
That
and
was
that
good.
opened your eyes.
Yeah, it did.
That opened your
Yes.
eyes. Watch Moment of Contact.
Okay.
Watch that. You're gonna think I'm nuts, but they go to Brazil. This was recent, 1996. A UFO crashed in Brazil. Okay.
96, not recent, Danny.
19. That's kind of like compared to Roswell in the 40s.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
You know, what I mean, this is like the first good UFO other than the Phoenix Lights.
Yeah.
This one was.
Okay, so it's more recent.
If you watch this though, you'll believe it. You watch Moment of Contact, you'll believe it. They talk to because these people are alive. In Roswell, these people are dead. You know what I mean? These people are still alive.
Yeah.
That saw this crash. So they say this UFO crash, bang, it lands in Brazil, whatever town it was. Now listen. an alien escape. I don't even like saying this because she thinks I'm insane. But an alien escapes, and 3 girls see it. 3 young girls. They interviewed the 3 girls that are adults now. They were like 14, 15.
Okay.
They're like 30 now.
But
whatever
old
the hell
enough
they
to
are.
remember.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're like, we seen it. Now, one of their policemen in Brazil grabs it and they put it in the car. He dies from contact, and he gets some kind of infection and dies. They talked to his wife. Definitely happened. He died. I mean, 100% he died. The guy that saw the UFO crash, they had this one guy, they interviewed him. When they brought him back to the scene where it crashed, he cried. He said, I seen this. No one ever believed me. I'm so glad you guys are doing this documentary. He physically cried because people are believing him that this happened. Now, you watch this, I came out of here believing 100% it happened.
I'm gonna watch it.
Moment of contact. And I know you guys think I'm nuts, but I believe there's something going on with this
No,
alien
there's
shit.
something, Danny. I know that there's something. It's just what, when, who, and what is the effect on us, and are we ever gonna know? Like, is this gonna be an
I hope
generation?
so.
Me too. Because this would suck to just, like, big old question mark. We die with a big old question mark, and then the next generation gets to figure it out. That's not cool.
I know. I think it's going to come out. I think it's the pressure's starting to get to people. I think it's now the rumors is it's either another dimension or they live in our seas.
Yeah.
I know it's hard for you to believe, but think about this.
They live in our seas.
70% of our country, right? Am I right? 70% is water. Am I wrong about that?
Of our country?
I mean, of our world is
Yes.
70% water.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Right? So think about that. They could live there without us knowing. Think about it.
Did you see that I'm going to send you something now that you said that. There was this weird thing. I don't even know where it came off the shores of someplace, and it looked like a whale cut in half. But if you touched it, it had like these zingers. Like these.
I did see that.
That thing. And it's like a big, fat, round wheelchair one.
That wheelchair is definitely. You know what? I'll probably get a hit show on TV, and that's coming out. And you know what? I already know. You know what I'm going to say? I meant it. I'm not denying anything. I meant it. That's what I'm going to say.
Chase the wheelchair runners, yeah.
Listen, I'm just trying to someday somebody's going to come up to me and say, you insulted me, but you got me motivated. That's what they're going to say. Look at me now. I'm on a walker. I'm out of the wheelchair. I don't know why these TV companies don't want to take a chance with me.
Seriously, maybe everyone just needs to get a little offended.
I can see why. They probably get the first look at me, then they do a little background. Like, I don't know about
They're
this
like,
guy.
oh man, we thought we had something here.
Our channel will be canceled. We put this guy on. I don't know. The ratings will go up, but, you know.
Yeah, people love you though, because you know you're real. At least you tell how it is. I
Right.
would much rather talk to someone like you than most of the
And I
world.
do, and I know we have 2 minutes left, but I do have a lot of Democratic views. I
Yeah.
do. Like, I'm pro-marijuana. That's a Democratic view,
Mm-hmm.
okay? I mean, I don't care who you marry. You can
What
love
do you
whoever
think
you
of
want.
COVID? Tell me. I never really dug you on.
Oh, COVID! I was totally against it. Oh my God! I was going to fight at the sporting store. I was crazy.
Stop. Tell me about the fight at the sporting store. I never heard this.
Oh my God! I go to Dick's Sporting Goods,
Okay.
right? And we were going to buy. The only thing that was open was Lake Mead.
Yeah.
So I would go fishing every day because I was bored as shit. You know what I mean? So I was going to the sporting goods store to get fishing equipment, and I'm standing in line, and this guy says the wrong thing to me. He says to me, "You're not 6 feet from me." I went off. I went off on this guy. I said, "You watch Don Lemon and too much CNN." That's what I told him. I said, "Keep watching it, buddy. Get a bigger mask. Cover your head." I told him. Cover your whole head. And Olivia walked right out, and she got in the car. And when I got out there, I knew I was in trouble. She said, "You ever do that to me again?" Like, I got ripped by her. I got ripped by her. But I just, don't live in fear. Don't live in fear.
So you weren't vaccinated?
No, I got vaccinated because my family put pressure on me, and it almost killed me.
The vaccination or the
The
pressure?
vaccination was okay. That booster shot. Oh my God! I was shaking from that. I was sitting on my couch shaking. I thought, "You stupid ass! You knew you shouldn't have got it. Now you killed yourself." I thought I wasn't gonna make it through the night. My heart was beating. I was shaking. I thought, "What the hell? I knew I shouldn't have got
Sorry,
this thing."
The vaccination gave you a panic attack.
You think that's what it was?
I know that's what it was. So the vaccine, because I could see him like feeling just fine getting the vaccination. Oh no, it's time.
Biden killed me!
This
Oh,
is
he wasn't
real.
president
You
then.
didn't feel good after the vaccination?
No, the vaccination is fine.
Oh,
The
okay.
booster,
Oh,
for
the
some
booster
reason,
got
yeah,
you.
the booster. I don't know. No, I did the 2 shots. It wasn't no problem. I took that booster, and
You were, yeah.
for some
And
reason
did
the
you get
booster got me.
COVID?
Yeah, I had it for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I had it really bad too.
Right.
Like not like breathing wise, but I was coughing, sneezing, all of that stuff, and I didn't lose my taste or anything. No, I didn't lose any of
I
that.
had COVID and it wasn't bad at all.
My daughter lost her taste and smell though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't a non-vaxxer, but I was definitely hated Fauci. Hated him. He lied to you guys, and he should be in jail.
You hated Fauci?
If I would throw Fauci, I can't stand him. I can't stand that guy.
Really?
With that big ears, he looked like Mickey Mouse up there. Hi, come get your booster. And the cringiest thing was the New York mayor. Guess what? You get your vaccination, you get free fries. You get free fries. They're giving you free fries for a vaccination. I mean, come on, it's the stupidest thing. Look, you get free fries. I mean, it's stupid people. Let me line up. I'm getting free fries. Unbelievable. That's how bad our country
It's
is.
your wheelchair folks lining up.
Well, they can't line up. I'm sorry. To handicapped people that really deserve a wheelchair, I'm all with you. But don't eat yourself into one. Get up and walk.
I feel like I sipped Danny's drink and it had a bunch of weed in it.
All right, we're canceled for sure, but it was either you or
We
me.
haven't,
I think you got us canceled, though.
maybe on the Trump thing. I know
Yeah.
women that was. They hate me anyway. But you know, I'm sorry. Nothing
I
else
just
to
think
say.
people, when they try to cancel you now, just say, yeah, I said it. Too bad. Live with it.
Yeah.
I'm not weak, I'm strong.
Yeah.
Do you remember Sticks and Stones may break your bones, but names will never hurt? Yeah, that's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
But for some reason, names hurt all these kids now. Ah!
It's
Run to my safe
anxiety
room.
producing for them, and it may cause depression. Name calling causes
Holy shit, I'm
depression.
depressed.
Yeah.
Let me just start throwing all kind of blue hair dye in and purple hair dye. I'm depressed.
They're self-expressing, Danny. Danny, those kids are self-expressing. Do you have tattoos?
No.
Not
I thought
one?
about it, though. No.
Oh, you got one tattoo.
No.
Interesting. Is it because you couldn't put something on your body that you were sure you wanted on for so long? You just didn't like needles? Why wouldn't you? Why
No, I would do it. I still might do it. But I'm getting old now. I'm going to have that wrinkled skin soon, so that's not going to look good with the wrinkled skin. I'm going to get old people's skin soon, so that's what's going to happen. I'm not putting a tattoo. All right, 30 seconds. Dawn, it was great.
This is a really good show, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. I am so sorry if Danny offended you guys. I'm just kidding. I'm so offended. I'm so sorry if I offended you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. We'll see you again next week. And guys, reach out if anybody wants to come on the show, has anything to say, anybody want to argue with us.
If you want to come in, tell us why
Yeah.
you didn't eat yourself into a wheelchair. We're all good.
Oh my god, can you imagine? Beep, beep, and they're like,
I have a
oh,
protest.
no.
I won't be able to get in the building next week. It'll be like, oh no, get out of my way. They'll be trying to run me over.
That'd be freaking awesome. I love it. All of our strikes are so we'll have like a Danny food strike. Awesome.
At the Crime Solver on TikTok, you'll see me. It's very educational.
Dawn Sullivan _ on Instagram.
We're watching our replays on here.
Dawn Sullivan _ on Instagram. Again, thank you to all my followers. Thank you for my viewers. Ladies, I will get back to you on Danny. And yes, he's this good.
Yeah, I'm going to get an
person.
OnlyFans too.
Yes, can you please get your OnlyFans going so they'll leave me alone? They think I'm the hookup. They think I'm like the link.
I just told them I have old man skin. They don't want to see that.
They have old lady skin. Some of these ladies, I'm telling you, I don't have any work luxury. They're in their 80s.
All right, we got to go. She's yelling.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Go.
See you.
Bye. See you next week.